Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and today we have an update to the German starter pack review. This is going to be the new review as of late, so the old video will stay up. However, if you've just come from that video, you must have seen a pinned comment, so that's good. At least I've done that properly. So that original video will be staying up, and in the comments there is there's a link to this video as well as saying that that review is outdated. The tank is also one that needs to be updated as well, but I'll probably do that at some point in the future. So, we need to get into this pack. So, those of you with eagle eyes will immediately notice that I do not have the premium Stuka. But all you need to know about the premium Stuka that you get in the pack, it's just this with a snake on it. And a cooler looking skin, to be honest. That's all you need to know. So that's why I have that there as a placeholder, because at the moment of recording this video, I do not have the Libya, but as I said, it is exactly the same as this vehicle in the tree. That is all you need to know. It just has a much nicer skin, and, well, as you can tell, it does look nice. So, yeah. Because I know there's going to be someone in the comments that says, "Oh, you don't have the other vehicle. It's not a review then, because this isn't the same vehicle." It is. It's just literally this with a new skin and premium bonuses. That is it. There's no differences. The bomb loads are the same, the guns are the same, the armor's the same, everything. But anyway, now that's all cleared up, let's get into the review. So, starting off with the tank, I need to update this thing's premium review, and I will probably do that at some point. But this tank has taken a slight bit of a nerf, and this doesn't just apply to this applies to all the German 20mm vehicles. This is because of a change to the HVAC round. Now, whilst that seems bad on paper, it's still relatively good. 48mm of penetration is still pretty alright, and if you wanted to, you could even use the Panzergranate for 37mm, but don't, just use this one. That isn't bad. Obviously the armor and everything is still the same, so I don't need to cover this any further. It's got 15mm on the front, 15mm down here, 30 on there, and it's got a weakness here to 50 cals. So if you ever face one of these, just shoot where the track is and you will penetrate and take out the two crew in there. And if you're around the sides, then hit the upper part, not the lower part. But anyway, this vehicle hasn't really changed too much other than the 20mm change to the penetration. I think it's still a good vehicle. Same with the Panzer IIs and everything. They're still good. They just can't lol pen everything anymore. So you're going to have some trouble with the French tanks at longer distances. You're also going to be very struggling to kill things like B1s, and in up tiers, you're going to struggle to kill the higher armoured British tanks. As a result, this will need you to employ a bit more strategic gameplay, but that's what this tank can teach you, due to its good mobility. The mobility on this tank is excellent, at 36 miles an hour top speed, with a 5-speed transmission, and a 1-speed in reverse, at almost 4 miles an hour. Now that seems low, but remember these are early tanks, they're not exactly designed to go fast in reverse. And this is perfectly acceptable for the BR. The 20mm is a KWK-38, this is pretty normal. You also get a coaxial MG42, which is one of the few vehicles in game to actually get a coax MG42. I can't remember how many there is. There isn't many, that I do know. But otherwise, this vehicle has already not changed too much, so the review that will be down in the description for now will pretty much cover this vehicle's armor and everything like that in detail. The gun, however, has been nerfed, as I've said at the start, so it's a little less competitive, but it's still a good tank. I'm not going to knock it. Now we move on to the plane. Now, as I mentioned, if you just skip to the plane, I mean, fair dues. But again, I'd like to reiterate, this is exactly the same plane as the premium one. It's only because I don't have it at the minute. I'm probably going to pick it up in the November sale just for funsies, really. But all you need to know is it's just this with a different skin. So the R2 Stuka is one of those Stukas that everyone knows. It's always been in people's lineups, and it's always the thing that you see revenge bombing you at low tiers. This is because of this big massive bomb. Now, you don't have to take this bomb. You get the choice of a 250, a 500, or the 1000. I take the 1000 because at low tier, this is like a tactical nuke. if you drop it in a cluster of vehicles, you're going to get at least 2 or 3. So that's why I take it. Just be warned, however, this thing does drop your performance and handling quite a lot. Not like the Stuka's one for performance anyway, but for handling it's pretty alright. As for guns, you still get the original 7.92s in the wings bars, and you also get a back gunner with a MG15. The Stukas are quite tanky as well, although directed fire towards the cockpit will take out the crew rather quickly, just because they don't really have much in the way of armor. From things like 30 cal, the Stuka can mostly shrug it off, but from anything other than that, you're going to be having a bad day. The water cooling system especially is very vulnerable to damage, so if you're attacking a tank and it's got a roof machine gun, do be aware that they can just hit your liquid cooling system, and there is a chance you might not even get better base, so just be warned of that. And there is also the additional fact that the overheating can be quite bad in this plane, so don't ride the war emergency power too much. But otherwise, this is a very good vehicle. I do think it's very good that they have changed it, because originally in the pack, it used to be, I believe, this vehicle here, the B1U2. I haven't looked in a while, so I don't quite remember. But as you can tell, the 2.0 combined with the nerf to the 20mm really doesn't make the Aufklärungspanzer competitive. As a result, changing this to a Stuka was one of the best things they could have done. And for that reason, I'm actually going to have to move the German starter pack up a bit. Now, I'm probably going to do like a tier list or something like that for the starter packs. Obviously, Israel doesn't have one. But I'll probably have to do that at some point, like a tier list. And just get that point across, like which packs should you buy and which ones should you avoid like the plague. And yeah, that's something I'll probably work on in the future. But for now, I definitely think this is one you should buy. Mainly due to the good abilities of the Aufklärungspanzer and the very good dive bombing abilities of the Stuka. And the Stuka can even work as a pseudo fighter. So, not against stuff like biplanes, but against monoplanes you can actually turn with a few. So, that will definitely benefit in the long run. But for now, I would recommend picking up this pack. Obviously, I will work on the Chinese starter pack, and I will also be doing a tier list, which will be going into explanation on my tiering of the, well, in personal opinion, of the starter packs. But obviously, that will come in the future, not right now. But until then, I hope you enjoyed today's review on the J8, or the, why did I nearly say J87R2? That proves my brain's not awake. The updated German starter pack. As I said, if you're starting Germany, 100% get this pack, especially on sale. You don't just get these vehicles, by the way, you also get 7 days of premium and 120,000 SL. You are going to be raking in SL with these two vehicles alone, because whilst they don't give much, the fact that you can be so consistent in them is what makes them important here. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it. I hope you enjoyed today's review. Do look forward to the Chinese starter pack review. That will become next, and then we will do a tier list of the starter packs. Anyway, I will see you all on the next one.